Rivers are one of the most important areas as geography questions in the civil service exam, especially at the prelims. As you know very well, my dear friends, especially a question will be there in the prelims exam always from the rivers of India, right? Vinay Kumar here, international NLP and IAS coach. In this video, my dear friends, I'm going to be teaching to you all the important aspects of any river that you are going to learn and remember for your civil service exam. Rivers are naturally interesting areas to learn about and very beneficial from the perspective of marks. All right. So let's begin our learning on the important aspects of knowing about any river, my dear friends. For you to remember, I've created this you know i've I've created this small word, my dear friends, OTP. That is something that you should always start with when it comes to learning about rivers. OTP is generally something that you know as one time password. Here I would like to call it as O for origin of the river. Okay, any river you take into consideration, first you have to know its origin. Narmada, Amarkantak Plateau, the Ganga, the Gangotri Glacier, and the Satopan Glacier, Bhagirathi from here, and Alakananda from there. Okay, and all those Prayags, Rudra Prayag, the Vishnu Prayag, Karna Prayag, and all of that, my dear friends. Origin is very, very important, my dear friends. Number one. Two is tributaries. That's the second common area from where UPSC asks you questions from the river geography. Okay, rivers as an area in geography. All right. You will be asked about the left bank tributary, right bank tributary. Generally, UPSC doesn't get into that detail, whether this is a left bank tributary and that is a right bank tributary. But in normally in the find the incorrect pair kind of question, you get the tributary on one side and the main river on another, and you will be asked to see which is the correct pair. Okay. Now, so tributaries are the second major aspect that you have to learn from any river. For example, if you are, let's say, looking into a river like Godavari, then you will have to see where is Vainganga, where is Penganga, where is Vardha, where is Pranahita, Indravati, Manjara, all these rivers, my dear friends. Or if you're looking at Krishna, you'll have to look at where is Malaprabha, Gataprabha, Tungabhadra, Musi, Muneru, okay? Or river Narmada. You're looking at the Kalar, the Orsang, and all these rivers, my dear friends. Got that non trying till. Okay. And as you know, if you consider rivers like Ganga, you have so many tributary rivers to remember, but it's important. Sometimes you get questions like, which is the easternmost tributary of Ganga? You have to know, my dear friends. It may be Mahananda, okay? And you may be asked the order of the tributaries, like, for example, they can ask you a question like, arrange the following tributaries of Ganga in the west to east direction in terms of their joining of the river Ganga. And they would have asked you Ramaganga, Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak, Kosi. You must be able to arrange them. Or the tributaries of Yamuna, okay, like Chambal, Betwa, Sindh, Kane. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friend? So, the second most important aspect of any river is its tributary. So, whenever you're learning about the rivers of India, the first thing is their origin. Main river, its origin, important tributary rivers and their origin. Okay, and the second thing is O origin, T tributaries. Now you're thinking, what is P? P is the physical landscape. That's from where commonly questions come. After question has come from the origin, after it has come from the tributaries, they will ask you questions from the physical landscape. What I'm trying to tell you is it is third in importance, my dear friends. Generally, in a find the incorrect pair or in the match the following, you're asked a question related to origin. And then again, in find the incorrect pair or match the following, you get questions from the tributaries. And you just don't know how all we will go wrong in tributaries. For example, somebody like me who's a self-confessed foodie who always used to visit all cuisines of restaurants, I had always remembered in Bangalore going to this hotel called Amaravati, which is an Andhra style restaurant, my dear friends. So in my very first prelims, when River Krishna was given and tributary, the matching tributary was given as Amaravati, I thought it was right because hey, Krishna, as I know, is a river in Andhra Pradesh. Amaravati must be a tributary of it. No, but it was not the case. Amaravati was a tributary of river Kaveri, my dear friends. So, common sense doesn't work in prelims. You have to know that when it comes to rivers, I have to know the origins right, I have to get them right, to remember them properly, and then I have to get into the tributaries, at least all the major tributaries, I have to really, really learn and remember them good. I mean, I'll have to remember them properly, okay? Now, from there, my dear friends, we go to P, which is the physical landscape. This is third in importance. In this, we are looking at what's the plateau on which the river creates badlands. You know what's a badland, right? Highly dissected summit of the plateau, okay? Which renders cultivation difficult, creation of infrastructure difficult, all right? Or when it comes to a question on physical landscape, you may be asked, which river cuts gorge in this mountain? Or which is the mountain in which this river would cut a gorge? Do you get that, my dear friends? What is a question on physical landscape? Now, having done all these three, it's then that you can go to other aspects of learning about the river, and other aspects would be in the order of importance, need not be necessarily natural park, wildlife sanctuary, biosphere reserve. That is fourth one, my dear friends. This river goes through which national park or which wildlife sanctuary or which biosphere reserve becomes important. And then the next in importance is what's the multi-purpose project that has been planned on this river, or what's the hydropower project that is planned on this river, okay? Or what are the canals that are being drawn from this river? That's the next aspect in terms of importance. After that comes, which is the city on the banks of this river? Ayodhya is on the banks of which river? Surat is on the banks of which river? Are you connecting to what I'm trying to see? When I spoke about the multi-purpose project, I've already told you, you're learning about the dams that are there on these rivers, the reservoirs and all of that, my dear friends. Also, we are learning about the canals that are drawn from this river and all that. For example, Karnool Kadapa Canal is drawn from which river? Okay? Or the Indira Gandhi Canal is drawn from which barrage, or the meeting point or the confluence of which two rivers? Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Perfect. So when you're opening your atlas and trying to gather information, this is the order in which you are acquiring the information so that you can retain them and use them later. Got that? Now I'm trying to tell you. And having done with the city, the next thing in the order of importance is the inland waterway that may be present on this river. Okay, for example, the National Waterway 1, Sadia Dubri stretch, or Allahabad Farakka on the river Ganga. Okay, the Sadia Dubri in Brahmaputra. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Allahabad Farakka, National Waterway 1, National Waterway 2, Sadia Dubri on Brahmaputra. So, inland waterway. That's the next thing in importance. See, there's actually so many things that you have to know from river. Knowing river is not like just, oh, I know that there is Mahanadi here or there is Godavari there. No. So many aspects you have to know and properly uh, create a memory for it, my dear friends. If you have to be answering all questions coming from the rivers, are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? So one more area that can come as a question from the rivers is the waterfalls. Sahasradhara, Marble Rock Waterfalls is on which river? Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? And if some river is being linked to other river, they can also ask you a question like, this river is being linked, planned, proposed, the project is proposed to link it with which river, and through which probably natural landscape does it pass through and all that. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Rarely, even you may get questions like, this river flows through which coal fields, okay, or the iron ore mining regions, yeah, or the industrial region. Like for example, uh, Tisco uses the waters of Subarnarekha and Karkai. Are you connecting to important question, my dear friends? So do you get this, my dear friends? Knowing about rivers is not just about knowing their origin and their tributaries. There are so many things which are also important, okay, and it has to be done organically. But what is most important as an aspirant is, when you know that you have still so much to study for the exam, and you shouldn't be spending too much time on just one topic like the rivers, you must always know what is the depth till which you have to go, and for what river what I have to know. There are rivers for which you don't have to know the origin, you don't even have to know the tributaries, you just have to know a major hydropower project that is there. There are rivers you don't have to know anything, just have to know what's the city on the banks of the, for example, Saryu. Who cares about what are the tributaries of Saryu? What's the origin of Saryu? The most important information that you have to know with Saryu is, it's on the banks of Saryu that exists the pilgrimage city of Ayodhya. Are you connected to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? That's where you become intelligent. Okay? So you have to learn that, my dear friends. Some rivers, only the national park by which they flow becomes important. Some rivers, the cities on the banks become important. For example, a river like Musi, all right, MUSI, you don't have to care about where it originates or what are it's just enough for you to know that Hyderabad is on this river. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? Perfect. Thank you. So, I hope you've learnt about the various aspects that you have to learn for when it comes to river as geography, and you have also understood, my dear friends, that you will have to discriminate between rivers in terms of what you have to know for the exam. Sometimes you would have left something thinking it is unimportant that has come in the exam. Okay, you didn't know about its origin or you didn't know about its tributaries only because you felt, no, that's not the most important thing I have to know, and it comes in. That's fine. There is always an element of uncertainty and unpredictability, but we always have to go with the most probable thing. Yes or no, my dear friends? Perfect. Thank you very much, my dear friends. See you all in my next video.